Education. Einstein once said, and bear with me as I brutalize this paraphrase, but Einstein once said that a student who has specialized knowledge is nothing more than a trained dog unless he has education in the areas of learning what's beautiful in life, what's moral, and what's valuable. Now I'll give you the goods that Einstein said without my butchering. It is essential that the student acquire an understanding of and a lively feeling for values. He must acquire a vivid sense of the beautiful and the morally good. Otherwise, he with a specialized knowledge resembles a well-trained dog more than a harmoniously developed person. Clearly, Einstein was a lot more eloquent than I was, or am. But the fact remains that education is a very, very broad topic. And on your own time, you can take a look at some of the things Daniel Webster had to say about education. Today, the title of my talk is, hey, where'd that go? There it is. The Politics of Personal Empowerment. And by politics, what I'm referring to is politics by definition. So we're talking about using influence and connections to advance your agenda, and in this situation we're talking about your education, acquiring a skill set that's going to add value to your life and to add value to the lives of others around you. The 4 C's that I mentioned that allow you to add value, to impact and improve the lives of others in your community and in your surroundings are communicating and connecting. I'll get to the other 2 in a moment, but I put communicating and connecting together because oftentimes you can't connect without communicating, and it's difficult to communicate without connecting. So by a quick show of hands, have any of you ever had to deal with or communicate with a difficult person? Okay, those of you who did not raise your hand, you are liars. And chances are that you are those difficult people. Now, when we're talking about communicating and connecting, one of the main things that we need to do is realize, you know, what's our goal? Where are we going with this? So I'm going to try and explain a little bit about communicating and connecting as it exists in my life through different opportunities that I've had. So a little bit about me. I had the tremendous opportunity to work with a 4-year college here in New Jersey, and it was an awesome opportunity because I worked with so many young people and adults to really make a huge change in their lives. And what I thought was really special about that was that most of them, this was their second rodeo. This was their second shot at getting their degree. The first time around, it was a lot more fun, so they didn't finish. So I had this opportunity, and it was fantastic. And in the midst of all of that, I was given another opportunity to join the governor's administration to help connect educational institutions and community organizations with neighborhood groups and create a movement that would build up communities and would build up neighborhoods. This initiative was called the Family Success Initiative. So one of the things that we learned in doing this was, in order for a neighborhood to have that old neighborhood feeling, we needed to kind of bring back that closeness in community so that neighbors would talk to one another, parents would work together with the school system would work together with other community partners. And not to belabor that point, but we were able to do it, and it was all by communicating strategically, so that when we're going forward and trying to influence and impact those people around us, we had a few things always in mind. Whatever I was communicating to the person that I was speaking with, I needed to make sure that I was adding value to them and to their mission and to what they were doing. So adding value is definitely key to communicating and to connecting. Choosing. Choosing is the 3rd C. Now, this one is going to go hand in hand with the other two. When you're communicating and when you're connecting, it's imperative that you have already made a choice, and that choice is to succeed, and it's to not only to achieve what you're looking to achieve, but to add value to others. And I keep bringing up adding value because to me it's the key distinction here. We can always have a story to tell, but if you're telling a story that isn't benefiting those around you, you're probably not going to be telling that story very long because people aren't going to want to listen. So you need to choose, and choosing to be strategic, choosing to be successful, choosing to make sure that you win at the end of this. I often have told people that I've coached in the past, you need to stop whining and start winning. And part of the way that you do that is by choosing. It's choosing to win. It's making that intentional choice. So, you know, kind of like that old saying that, you know, when dealing with change, and we oftentimes hear things about change and change management, and when we're communicating or connecting, we have to choose to embrace that change. And it sounds cliche, but again, you've probably heard it said that the only people that like change are babies in dirty diapers. And most of us don't like change. So we have to choose to adopt a strategy that will get us through it. We don't have to like it. We don't have to love it. We don't even have to use corporate lingo and embrace it. We just need to choose to adopt a strategy that will successfully get us through this new process. And consequences. Consequences, I think, is probably one of the more important of these 4 C words because it's the consequence of inaction. What is the cost of so many people not taking action on whatever their desired goal is? So, for example, in this room, and you can choose to answer if you like, but how many of you feel that you have the potential to operate at a higher level beyond where you're currently operating? I agree. I think all of us have this inner potential to exceed and excel and to go further. And as this all pertains to education, it's about adopting new skills and training ourselves mentally, physically, to think through things in a different way, choosing to think through things a different way as we connect and we communicate with people to avoid the consequences. Years ago I read a book, and if you haven't read it, you should, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And again, I'm going to butcher and paraphrase, but he talks about the cost of what it costs to not take control of your mind and direct your thoughts. And it's sickness and poverty, worry and anxiety. And those are the consequences oftentimes of us not choosing to go where we want to go. And I think if there's anything you can take away from my talk today, it's that these 4 C's are just a framework for you to learn how to connect and learn how to communicate more effectively so that you can add value to those around you. Because as you're adding value to those around you, you yourself are going to be that much more empowered. Thank you.